Thanks for joining Really Relatable with Tara and Alexis. We're so happy to have you here this week. We have a lot to cover. We have an amazing guest coming up. Can't wait for you guys to learn more about Cora and the impact she has in this community. And of course, thanks to Near North Title and Caribou Coffee for sponsoring this podcast. We love it. We always start a show up with a small business shout out to a local company. We have a small business. We support small business. We love it. And this time we are shouting out Pedal Pushers. They are a really cool, not totally standard floral company in downtown Green Bay. She now has her own farm where she grows her flowers. So all of her arrangements are like super not structured and really eclectic feeling.
They're beautiful.
They're so beautiful. It's not like the standard, not anything wrong with standard, like little small white bouquet. It's not like that. It's, you know, and whenever we need anything, it's like, this is what we want to do in our theme, and she just delivers.
Yeah, I remember one of the arrangements that she bought for one of our give back parties was actually more of a it was longer than it was tall.
Yeah.
And for me, it fit the space perfectly. You know, what we told her that we needed it for, it fit absolutely perfect. But I never really thought, I guess, because my brain just doesn't work that way. Yeah. But I never thought that you could make an arrangement that was longer than taller. You know, I always think like go up, 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 up.
Right. Yeah, and she does it beautifully and with such elegance. It's everything is super elegant. So yeah, if you're ever in the Green Bay area and or you need flowers delivered to anywhere, because she ships anywhere, Pedal Pushers in downtown Green Bay.
Yeah,
we love that she's down here. She's right across the river from us, all the way on the west side, and we just
so far.
Yeah, we love small business. So Pedal Pushers, keep doing you. We love having you support our business as well. So
yep, absolutely. Something else that we like being able to talk about and jumping into our episodes is we always like touching on something that's inspirational. So I was going to tell you guys a little bit about something that inspires me each and every single day and has been inspiring me my entire life. And that is the matriarch of our family, the patriarch of our family. Patriarch. He was a man. The patriarch of our family was my grandpa's son, my grandpa Ron Wires. He was the kind of man that did everything that he did, not just for what may benefit him from it, but first and foremost, he put those around him and his family first.
And he started a small business.
He started a small business. Yeah, he grew up on a farm in Seymour, Wisconsin, and he was the oldest of all of his siblings, the oldest of, my family is gigantic, 7 or 8 of them total, but he was the oldest. And he grew up, did his chores, you know, good farm boy, like a good farm boy would. He went into the Army. He was a paratrooper.
That's so cool.
Yeah, met my grandpa before he went into the Army. And I'm not really sure that they had the understanding that my grandma would wait for him or not, but came back, scooped her right up, got married, had my dad, had my uncle. Met his business partner that carried him through his success. I mean, they carried each other through it. His name was Wally Hilliard. And between the two of them, they started their first health insurance company out of a garage.
Just like Apple.
Yep. My dad tells me stories. My dad tells me stories about when he was a little kid that he remembers, you know, my grandpa and Wally and a couple of their workers, and they would hang out in the garage all day long, and they didn't have an underwriter, but they were sure as heck selling health insurance, and they were doing what my grandpa would always say was the ready, fire, aim. Like they knew the end goal of what they wanted to do. They didn't know exactly how they were going to get to it, but they knew that they needed to start somewhere. So they figured it out along the way, and they started and sold 3 very successful health insurance companies here in the community. And he grew himself a presence in the community, not just through his companies, but just through his give back, through his generosity.
Right.
And that was something that I always grew up knowing and recognizing, and it was constantly instilled in me. You know, stay humble. Money doesn't matter. The relationships and the people that you have around you is ultimately what matters. And if you can give back, do.
Right. Like the money might be the vehicle to do what you want to do, but if you don't have the people that you care about or supporting you, you know, what is there left in the end?
Oh, absolutely. You can't take it with you.
Can't take it with you. Can't take a U-Haul to the cemetery.
No.
You know, it's not happening.
No. Yeah. So why not build a legacy? You know, our company is called Legacy First, and that was when Tara and I were looking at naming our company. We came together, and we both had the same type of inspiration, you know, wanting to give back to our community. And that's where mine came from. Mine ultimately came from my grandpa and what he was able to do for our family and what he was able to do for the community. And like I said, that was deeply instilled in me, and it's a very big part of who I am. So.
Oh, yeah, and I see that every day. I see glimpses of it every day, because I know in the Green Bay community, there's certain names you can use, right? You can sling a last name around, and it's all about who you know. You know, connections is who you know.
Big little town of Green
The
Bay.
big little town. But the way you approach that is so interesting, because you are opposite of that. You're like, you know what? I'm going to use my married name. You're not even a hyphenated name.
Oh, it's who I am.
Yeah, it's who you are, right? It's like, which is cool, because it really goes back to your grandpa. It's like, you know who you are on the inside, and that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what other people think or what's out there. It's like you're just taking care of you and your own family and those around you, or like me as your partner. You know, you have your people, and those are your people, and everybody knows that you're genuine, just like your grandpa was. And your grandfather was so embraced by the community, you know, and it's probably because of that humbleness, because you can't get away with not being that in Green Bay if you want to be successful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, it was, like I said, farm boy, made his wealth, and
love it.
Went on and just stayed humble and always gave back. I mean, what's not inspiring about that? Who wouldn't want to be able to have that? And, you know, on top of that, too, he was just the kindest man ever. He was obviously incredibly busy, you know, building his companies and creating his wealth and creating, you know, respect around the community. But he never was one of those men that like demanded it in any kind of a weird way or any kind of like a nasty way. He was just kind of one of those men that, because he was so kind and because he was so honest and because he was so transparent, which is what we like saying that we are, you know, he was just one of those men that you would walk into the room and he just kind of,
you just knew.
You just knew.
Good
just
people.
Like, he's a good one.
Mm-hmm. You know, we talk about that a lot in real estate. There's an opportunity to find greed. There's an opportunity to find wealth in real estate. And it can be tainted very, very easily if you're driven and pushed by the wrong things. And we talk a lot about that money doesn't change who you are, exemplifies who you were. So if you were a good person and you come into money, or even if it's earned or given, either way, if you have that, you're going to become more of a giving person. You know, I can't wait till the day that I have like that extra disposable income where we can continue to make impacts in a different way, like we do with our business. But if you're not a good person, you have that money, it just exemplifies who you are, and everybody knows it, you know, and they don't want to be standing around you in a room. And if they do, they want you because of your toys or because of the things that you have.
It's not genuine.
It's not genuine. No.
Yeah, and you want those genuine relationships in your life. You want to be able to have them and keep them and nurture them, because at the end of the day, I mean, like we just said, you can't take the money with you.
No.
It's your legacy that you leave and the people that you've loved and the experiences that you had, and that's really it.
Yep, and the people around your table with you at the end of the day.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Like if you want a cocktail.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm here for you.
Yeah, I'm here for you. Or a cocktail.
I will have wine.
Oh my gosh, speaking of cocktails. Okay, so do you know what today's national holiday is?
No.
Okay. It's National Bloody Mary Day, but it's also National Hangover Day.
That's, oh my. So you can have your Bloody Marys in the morning and then you can be hungover in the afternoon.
Yeah, so you can celebrate. You can celebrate both.
Yeah.
You can celebrate with a garden in a glass in the morning.
Garden in a glass. Yes, perfect.
Okay, and then celebrate National Hangover Day.
Yep.
You know, pop a few Tylenol and go to bed. You know, or ibuprofen. I don't know. One of those is really bad for your kidneys, and you're not supposed to do it. But
so if you want to celebrate a national holiday today, go get yourself a Bloody
Mary.
And I'm not saying you should get hungover,
No.
but I mean, it would be something to celebrate. You know, if you're not feeling that great when you're hungover, just remember you can celebrate it. Today.
Anything can be celebrated, really. Obviously, we're finding out with these national holidays.
Oh my gosh, national holidays. Well, all right. So we are going to bring in our guest now, Cora.
I am so excited for you guys to meet Cora. She's just an amazing, amazing person.
Yeah, she was on the board with my grandpa, and they worked closely for PMI.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to speak with her.
So stick around, and after break, we're going to bring her back and have some really great conversations. Today's small business giveaway is proudly sponsored by Near North Title. Remember Near North Title for the most ethical and transparent title and escrow needs for Northeast Wisconsin.
Not to mention, they are a fun group of powerful and beautiful businesswomen and mamas. We thank all of the amazing ladies at Near North Title.
Welcome back to Really Relatable. We are so excited to be sitting here with Cora Haltauferhied, correct?
Very good. Very
Yes.
good. That's correct.
I'm so excited to have you here. I was so excited for you to meet my business partner, Alexis.
Yes.
Yes.
And it was surprising I happen to know her grandparents.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's the Green Bay small
The
town.
big little town of Green Bay. I know. I was just introducing myself and mentioned where my husband lives or lives.
He lives there too.
Where he works,
Yeah.
he basically lives there. Yes. And the big little town of Green Bay.
Absolutely. The great little town of Green Bay. I had to agree 100%.
Oh, I love that.
Love that.
So, you are here for so many reasons. You have so much to share with us, and we can't wait to get into that. But why don't you tell us a little bit about like your background and I think that you've made a huge impact in Green Bay.
Thank you. I think it's important to be here sitting with two very successful young ladies. It's exciting to see what our community is bringing up. And again, the first thing I'm most importantly proud of are my two children. I have two grown children who are now successful and on their own insurance, and the only thing I still pay for is their mother.
On their own insurance.
That's a big
Most importantly.
Yes. It's just they have jobs, they have real jobs, and I have grandchildren now, but it's wonderful. I've also been very blessed with a husband who's also been a local. He used to run a supper club here in town that was very famous in its day, Eve's Supper Club. And I had 3 successful careers along the way of raising my children, and all diverse, but they all brought me so much unique designs and unique feelings. And I did everything from retail for 17 years with Shopko, and it was a community-based operation. In fact, we just had a party with over 250, 300 people that came back to this for a reunion, because Shopko was really an iconic place in our historic place in our community, and very sad that when it did move away to the
R.I.P. Shopko.
Yeah, I know. That was a sad day. The reporter before, a couple of weeks ago, asked me at the party, what was it like the day you heard that 2,000 people in the community were going to lose their jobs? And I was like, wow, it's pretty overwhelming what happened with that. But secondly, I went on to work for PMI Entertainment, and I was the chief operating officer there for over 17 years and got to produce a lot of fun events and run shows and trade shows, and got to hang out with some of the local celebrities. Kenny Chesney at Lambeau was a pretty big deal for us at the time.
Yeah.
But one of the most rewarding opportunities I had was the last 7 years I spent with Greater Green Bay Habitat for Humanity. And you really learn to, when I was in the concert world and the entertainment business at PMI, you were able to, call up and get 50 people to help you with stage hands and crews. And now when I was turned over to the nonprofit world, we literally had to, find 5 people to help us build houses, or you have this wonderful world of volunteers that come out of the community, and it's just a gift of love when you see what happens in the nonprofit world.
Yeah, and that's actually how I met Cora. So you were on my board of directors with the nonprofit that I worked from. What led you to being on boards? What is it about nonprofits? Because it seems like you've always had some sort of tie into that. So what have you always found that you gain from being on boards? Because I know you give a lot.
Well, it was really a blessing at that time, because I was fortunate to work for PMI, and they wanted people in the community that were active in the community and had local resources. And I was, and we met on the On Broadway board. I was on the New Community Shelter board. I was on the Altrusa board, which is boards that you can give back to the community, and you really see that from a different angle. And it's such an important endeavor for our community and for young ladies and men that really want to get involved. It's such a great way to see things from a different angle and not be involved. That that you have to work day to day, but that you can give of yourself when you have time. And as you know, being mothers, you've got to balance your time with your husband's schedule, with your schedule, with your family, and that's an important part that you don't forget about some of the things for your causes as well. Because for us, at the end of the day, your children grow up and you really still want to have a face and a presence and continue to give back.
Yeah, it's such an amazing way to be able to connect with everybody that's in the community and share like interests and have the same goals and
create. I mean, Tara, you were on the board you were working for On Broadway when you literally started, and a group of you started, what the farmers market is today.
Yeah.
That was 20 years ago. That was literally, we were all there tending bar. We were all doing whatever we had to do.
We were slinging beers,
to make it happen.
Yeah.
And now to look at what's happening with the farmers market. They're going to be redeveloping that entire piece of that strip, and bringing it to the inside now too,
Yeah,
so we
that
can
market.
The
enjoy
public market, that's going to be awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am so incredibly excited
Yeah.
for that. I mean, that's just been a long time coming because
Yeah.
being in Green Bay, you know, everything gets shut down once it gets cold and it snows.
It's a huge step. I mean, it's just going to change the activities and the lifestyles that we have.
Yeah.
And bring more families together.
I remember on Broadway, we would do what's called beer math. We're like, okay, staff needs new computers. How many beers do we have to sell? Because we learn to like monetize any event. You know, you learn to like figure out how do you make an impact in the community and use the power of the people really that are coming to these events, whether it's to buy, you know, produce or come to a concert or help build a house. Like, how are you bringing people together? So that's what I love about the nonprofit world. And Green Bay has such a healthy nonprofit world.
Yes.
See what your organization is doing now that's unheard of in the community as far as giving back and allowing the people that purchase homes from you. Terry, you and I have talked about this. It's just unheard of what you're doing and taking part of your percentage from selling a house to give back to the community. And what you've done in your tenure to date is unheard of.
We call nonprofits to this day, like nonprofits that we haven't had the opportunity to connect with yet, and we'll say, hi, we're Tara and Alexis with Legacy First, and we have a donation from a closing, and they'll kind of look at us like,
What?
What? Like, are you being serious? You're realtors and you're giving
Yeah.
back to us? Like, what's the catch here? What do you want from us? We're just like, we want nothing. We just want to be able to meet you, and we would love an introduction to who's donating the money. It's all about connection.
Far beyond any expectation a nonprofit has in that world. To get that phone call, it's like a gift. I mean, it truly is a gift, but it's a gift that you haven't pegged for it, and you haven't, you knew sometimes you couldn't meet payroll. I mean, you just never know what situation. And really, the nonprofits in this world, or in our community, they're all giving. I mean, they all share, they all want to learn, they all want to help. And it's really a camaraderie to make the community better. And
Yeah, a lot of the nonprofits are all connected with each other too. You know, they're not just out for their one and only their cause. A lot of them are so connected and intertwined with one another that they're looking for ways to help each other even.
Absolutely,
Right.
definitely.
Especially when the donors get tired. Because as you know, we're a small community, right? But we have so many nonprofits, but they're hitting the same donors over and over again. So a program like ours, I believe, allows people to become donors that weren't expecting to be. So it opens a new doorway and a new path and a new handshake, really, with a supporter and a nonprofit that just wasn't established before.
It could change the nonprofit to just have another hand to shake and
Right.
another hand. You have no idea where they're moving to and what they say, but to be part of something, and they're coming from a different community, they have no idea what's here, but to be brought to that, and those are just gifts that I think you two and your organization, I call it organization, I think it's not, but I think you're to be commended, because that is really what life's all about. It's about giving, learning, sharing, and being together as one, so we can all, have bread to break, have a roof over our heads.
Yeah.
And even in retirement, that doesn't go away. Because even in retirement, you're loving retirement. Floating in your pool, your husband, doing all those things, weeding.
Yeah, weeding,
planting.
gardening, it's a whole different, taking those grandbabies on Tuesdays. So.
And now dancing. You have stayed
Dancing with the Stars. I have heard about this so much. I need to hear more. How did this come about?
Well, that one was a little twist of the arm. It took 3 times because I'm obviously not the youngest person. Actually, in fact, in October when I do dance, I will gladly be, as he referred to me the first time Sean introduced me, I think it was it Flores Henderson that did it with the Real Dancing with the Stars on TV. And I said, well, yeah, I'm probably older than she is. But we have 8 nonprofits. Habitat happened to be chosen as one of them. And I think you maybe recall, they used to do it just with the American Red Cross, and it was very, very successful. And Sean Kaiser has brought this back after COVID, and this will be the first year we're doing it. And there's 8 nonprofits in Habitat, or in 8 nonprofits, including Habitat, that are able to do this. And so it's a fun love competition. And right now we've been out raising money.
So each dancer dances for their nonprofit, and then your goal is to raise funds for that nonprofit up until the time that you dance, correct? Okay.
Yes.
I
And
love
you
that.
have you have graciously, Tara, I know, been on my winning streak, and you've been very kind to me. And I am, as I said, when I dance, I will be the oldest. I'll be 69 years old. I turned last week, and they almost fell over when they found out how old I was.
Just a number.
Yes, exactly.
Just a number. Everybody's dancing.
Exactly.
I went to Cuba and I met like my aunts and uncles, and they were in their 90s. They were like 95, 96, and they were up and they were doing the cha-cha and the merengue and the salsa, and they were having the absolute time of their life. It's just an age.
It's a number.
It's
It's
a number.
totally irrelevant, and I'm looking forward to it. Well, first of all, because it'll be over, but second of all, because it's all for a good cause. You know, we will dance our hearts out, and we will laugh, and we will then have a dance after the dance.
Yeah.
And that's
Keep it going.
It will. That's what they will do, and it's. I smile because when I tell people I'm dancing, they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "It's okay. I'll be okay."
Wait, why are you surprised? Yeah, that's what I was. Are you surprised? I got moves.
I love it. You have the perfect personality for it. You have the giving heart and the want to ask. I love that you will ask anybody for anything, because what's the worst that they can say is no, right?
Yeah.
You're a perfect fundraiser for any organization. We love supporting you. We love what you're doing. We love Habitat. We know Jessica over there. We've actually met with them a couple times.
Yeah.
We love their group. So
Done
it's
a
fun
couple of the women's builds with them as
Yeah.
well. I love being involved with those. Get my hands on some power tools.
Yeah, oh, that's what.
Yeah.
Yes.
So much fun.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, in fact, when Sean first asked me, I said, "Oh no, you want Jessica? She would be the one that you asked." He goes, "No, we want you." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm not there anymore." He goes, "Why? You have more time now." And I have to give a shout out to my dancing instructor. They do that on their volunteer. Jay Morth is dancing with me, and I think he was shocked when I walked in, but we just giggled, and he's with Ballroom by Jay here in town, and
Amazing.
He's wonderful. He's
Yep.
absolutely, he's just a doll.
Well, I'm sure you keep each other smiling.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. That's
Who's not having a fun time when you're dancing?
And everybody is.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're going to take a quick sponsor break, and when we come back, we're going to play a little game with you.
Yes.
And then we have so much more to share.
Just like this podcast, Really Relatable, Caribou Coffee is high quality, the pep in your step that you need while being down to earth and staying true to who they are.
That midday pick-me-up that can come from the yummy handcrafted Caribou Coffee, all while listening to the Really Relatable podcast with the relatable doses of real-life humor, women in business, reality, and so much more.
Caribou Coffee is that warm hug and good feeling you want when life seems crazy and you need a quick escape and maybe a dose of caffeine.
Caribou Coffee is committed to supporting small business and nonprofits in the communities they're brewing in.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Really Relatable. We have Cora here with us, and we just wanted to thank you so much for being on with us once more. And one thing that we love being able to do before we let you go is we figure it's probably Habitat for Humanity. However, we want to know, what is it that is your favorite local nonprofit here in the area?
It is Greater Green Bay Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah.
And one of the big reason for me is that they're not given a hand up. They really work hard for it. They have to put all the sweat equity hours in. They have to be able to pay a mortgage. What Habitat provides is a zero interest loan. And that takes over for that. And literally there's zero interest, and they work to get there.
Yeah.
That's really an important part. It's never given away. It's not a hand up, it's a handout.
Yeah.
And you know where every dollar is going to be going to. You know, it's not one of those larger nonprofits where some of it is going to the cause and other of it is being pocketed by some big old CEO. It's all truly getting poured back into
Stays in the community. Absolutely.
Yeah, and we love that too, because our sponsor, which is Caribou Coffee, we work with them. And one thing that they do for us with every show is whoever the guest's favorite nonprofit is, they donate a box of coffee and goodies for a staff meeting.
Oh.
So we will be getting in touch with Habitat so that they can have goodies from Caribou and some coffee for their next staff meeting. So
Awesome. Thank you.
So thanks for picking that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, now we have something fun to do with you, Cora.
Now the fun things.
Okay, so we always Google the national holiday for the date. And this podcast will be released on
The 18th. September 18th.
and it is National Rice Krispie Treat Day.
Oh my gosh. I cannot remember the last time I ate, let alone craved or thought about Rice Krispies.
Really? Oh my gosh. I make them sometimes with just one marshmallow and then melt it and stick it into things of Rice Krispies and eat
Just
it.
if you want just a little
Yeah.
bite of a Rice Krispie, you make
Yeah.
yourself a little individual Rice Krispie.
Yeah. It's National Rice Krispie Day. That's a big day.
That is a big day. I have to tell you, my sister from Wausau brings them down every time she comes down for my kids love them. She even to this date, they're grown up and they come back and
Just
get
the
them.
OG Rice Krispies, or does she put chocolate on top, or does she do anything special?
Just the regular ones.
Just the Rice Krispies.
I throw peanut butter in mine. I substitute half butter, half peanut butter. They're so good.
My son-in-law's mother makes them with chocolate on the top.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
just-
That's the thing.
Chocolate makes the world go
Yep.
round.
Yes.
My world will go round at least.
Rice Krispies, man, they've got a corner on that market. Nobody's doing it better.
Literally corners. They have 4 of them.
Ha ha. See what you did there. I
Those
see
are my
what you
mom
did there.
jokes.
Oh, my Lord. It's coming out. Okay. So, Cora, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for loving Rice Krispies as much as we do. And thank you for your support of Habitat. We cannot wait to watch you dance.
Okay.
I will plan on being there, sneaking in or something. We're going to figure it out. So
Absolutely.
we hope you raise. Do you have a goal of what you want to raise for Habitat?
I'm hoping to raise about between $40,000 and $50,000.
Amazing. Where are you at now?
That's
Do you mind
totally
sharing?
doable.
I'm a little over 25,000 with a lot of asks out there right now. So I'm gonna give it my best in the next 6 weeks.
That is no small feat.
Let us know in any which way, however we can help. If it's reaching out to certain people, or if it's just putting the word out there, whatever it may be.
Or if listeners want to give, you can always find us. You can find the link for Cora's fundraiser. We'll put it right up on our website and on our Instagram page so they can easily find you
Thank
at
you.
Really
Thank you.
Relatable Podcast. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
The way you ladies are knocking it out of the park, that means a lot to me. Thank you very, very much.
Thanks for being
of
here,
course.
Cora.
Thank you so much.
Let's take a break from our sponsors. And when we come back, we are going to talk about our small business giveaway.
All right, so before we wrap up this episode, I thought that it would be fun that we played a little bit of a game. Not even really a game, just I want to know fun facts.
You want to know fun facts?
Yeah.
Okay. About me?
About you. I want to know a fun fact about you, and then I can share a fun fact about me. Tara,
Okay.
what is your fun fact about you? Go.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I used to live in Dublin.
Yes, you did.
It was amazing. There's so much more to tell on that, but I could fill hours. So we'll just leave it at that.
Why did you live in Dublin, Tara?
Because I chased my dreams and landed there. And then I didn't come home. And my mom kept Western Unioning me money. That was before like money you could send over your phone. Literally, she would send me money through Western Union. And she's like, you stay and live your dream. And my dad's like, get back here right now. My dad was so mad. And he's like making my car payments for me while I'm gone. You know, he's doing like all this stuff. He's like, you get home. I'm like, I'm really good out here right now. I'm just going to stay.
I'm fine. I'm just going to live my best life.
Oh, and I'm Tara in Dublin.
You're Tara?
Yeah. Tara is not acceptable in Dublin.
Oh, so then they say it right at tennis?
Yeah. Just a few people.
Just a few.
A few people who get it right. Yeah. I feel like royalty when they say it.
Tara.
But yeah, Tara.
Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
But here, it's Tara. But over there, no, it's Tara. I was corrected that my American parents named me wrong.
Named you wrong.
It's Tara.
Oh my God, that sounds so fancy.
But it's Tara here. So
You little fancy pants,
I know.
Tara.
So that's my fun fact. So much more. If you guys have questions, just email them. I may answer.
You want to know the full story. It's amazing.
What about you? What's your fun fact?
Okay, most people think that this actually kind of makes me a little bit of a psychopath, but I hate peanut butter and jellies.
Like sandwiches?
I don't like peanut butter.
Oh,
Don't
so
like
you
it.
wouldn't put them in your Rice Krispies then?
No, I wouldn't. I don't like peanut butter. I don't like grilled cheeses. Pancakes and waffles are an absolute not in my book.
Wait, are we on to two fun facts? Okay, wait. So you don't like peanut butter? You don't like
like
peanut
these
butter on
foods.
pancakes?
No, just like
Oh.
these foods in general. Like most people
Oh, okay.
like love like grilled cheese and tomato soup. Like, ugh.
You don't eat that either?
No.
What would you eat instead of grilled? Hey, honey, what do you want for dinner? And Alana's like, my daughter, I'll have mac and cheese or soup. What would you say?
What would I say for dinner?
Like if you were a kid.
When I was a kid, God, what did I eat when I was a kid?
Like
honestly, I went through this
plantains?
phase where all I wanted was like double bacon cheeseburgers until I went to the Cheesecake Factory and their double bacon cheeseburger is literally a burger on top of a burger. And I ate so much burger that was it for me. I was done.
So your fun fact is that you don't like peanut butter and jelly
No.
or peanut butter in general.
No.
You don't like waffles.
No.
You don't like pancakes.
Baked breakfast goods can just not.
You don't. What did you go bleh to? Oh, that was grilled cheese and tomato soup, which
Yeah.
is like an American classic, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not American.
That's true. Well, you are American. You just have Cuban heritage, but you're still American.
I'm
You were born in Chicago, which we don't like to talk
First
about.
generation
But
American. The love for grilled cheese and tomato soup hasn't really hit with me.
Maybe
my
people in
kids.
Cuba. I'm gonna ask your mom next time she's on here. I'm gonna say, "Yo, Maxie,
Yo,
do they eat grilled cheese sandwiches in Cuba?" And she'd be
No.
like, "No, we
She'd be like,
don't."
no, I sat on my roof when I was a kid and ate mangoes.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Okay.
That's my fun fact.
Yeah, all
It's
right.
my food icks.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
Well, I can't wait to learn more about you next week.
Okay. You're welcome.
Get your fun facts lined up for next week.
I will.
Okay, so one cool thing about our small business, thanks to Near North, is that they give away a gift card to the small business that Alexis picked this week, which was
Fresh Kind.
Fresh Kind. So one lucky listener and or supporter is going to get a gift card to Fresh Kind right here in Green Bay.
So like, comment, or share. Follow us on Instagram.
Yep. Follow us on Spotify.
Yeah. Follow us on Spotify or Apple Podcast, and you will have then secured your spot to be able to win that gift card to Fresh
Yeah.
Kind.
So thanks for listening, everybody. We were so excited to share more about Green Bay. We loved hearing from Cora. She was fantastic. We hope that you're inspired every single week by what we cover on this show. And
Remember, always stay really relatable.